Hello, and welcome to Can Angels Fly? I'm Nancy, and today I'm here to talk about Saturn. In this video, I will be covering Saturn energy overall, what it means for it to transit, what it means for it to be a ruler, what it means during the Dasha period, and what it means during the Saturn return. Now, what you see behind me on my board is my actual birth chart. I know that my actual birth chart is the best sample to use or the example to give for this video. So if you ever wanted to know about Saturn and its influence upon your life, this is the video for you. Now, for this video, I haven't written many notes. Matter of fact, I just got this many notes. No skit, no nothing. So, of course, it's going to be rough. I just want to learn how to do it naturally. And because I want to do it naturally, and there's so much to say about any given subject that I get overwhelmed and I get lost and I get struck with fear and I can't move forward. My brain goes blank, on and on. So I do ask you to ride the wave with me. I don't anticipate this video to be very long, but it might be, because one of the characteristics associated with Saturn is longevity and old age. Now, as I share those particular characteristics associated with Saturn, I like to go a little further and talk about what Saturn represents, the kind of energy it gives off, and the energy that it gives off, how it can manifest into a person's life. Much of what I talk about in this video, as I mentioned, will be filtered through my own personal life. Yeah, I'm letting you have TMI. You can see all my business. This is my true birth chart. So anyway, when we're talking about Saturn, Saturn points to restriction, blockages, denial, refusal, the necessity of or the requirement of being organized or disciplined, or you have to be strenuous with yourself as far as reframing yourself. Saturn overall is like it's straight mafia. That's what Saturn is, straight mafia. And we're going to get to it. But throughout this video, whenever I talk about Saturn or anything relative to Saturn, think of standing there, holding it down. Now that's Saturn. Straight mafia, the Godfather. And Saturn, the Godfather, is just as gangster as any other depiction of a godfather or mafia figure that you've ever seen in the movies, you've ever heard of in the history of mankind. Saturn is the original OG. That's the original gangster right there. And, you know, gangsters don't run by themselves. They got goons. Well, Saturn has goons. Depending on where your Saturn is placed in your birth chart, your natal chart, that is where the Godfather sits at the head of the table. And anything 30 degrees to that position of the Godfather, or 60 degrees to the position of the Godfather, and better yet, 120 degrees away from the position of the Godfather, are his goons. And they ready to do whatever Saturn suggests. They got his back. Now, when we start talking about 30 degrees, this goon, 30-degree goons, They say, you know, Godfather, I got some other interest in this person. In this example, we're talking about me, Nancy. So the goons, they got the 30% on, you know, they got their jerseys on, say 30, you know, not 50 cent, 30%. Yeah. They say, Godfather, I got some interest in Nancy. I can give you 30% of my support. This is an example where they have other work to do. So they can't be fully dedicated to the Godfather and his wishes or his influence upon my life in this example. Where the next set of goons is the 60s, not 50%. The 60% goons. The goons sitting up there with their jerseys, they say 60%. And what they say to the Godfather, Saturn, hey, I got you. You know I got you. But I too have an interest in this individual. In this case, in this example, Nancy. So I can give you 60%, let's say, of my support. But the other 40% I got to take because I got some other things I got to handle in her life. And then finally, it's the Godfather's biggest goons, the big goons. And they are 120%. Once again, not 50%. Oh, hell no. They go over and beyond the Call of Duty at 120%. They are in agreement with the Godfather, Saturn, and is ready to work with the Godfather on whatever influence he, the energy of Saturn, wants to move to create in a person's life. In this example, my life. I have to make another video at some point in time that talks about how these heavenly bodies have a vibratory system or relationship with this earth and us individually. And based on our necessary lessons while here in this physical body, those vibrations help us shuck and jive and line up with the appropriate experiences. But that's a whole nother video. Right now, in this video, we are focusing on Saturn, the Godfather, the straight up mafia king, holding it down. In whose chart? Mine, as an example. So, I don't know if you can see this from your perspective. Let's see if I can move it closer so you can see. You know, it is my little icon or whatever you call it, screensaver. Let's see. I just want you to get a moment to be able to look at it. Let's see if I can. I'm trying to get it all in there. Let's see. Can you see? That's my, I don't know. Can you see it? Oh, maybe I'll do better like this, huh? I can't. I'm tired. I can't get it all in there, y'all. But hopefully you can see. And I really want you to see this house here, which is my first house of Leo. And we have up here, if you see, Saturn is in the 11th house with Taurus. And it's actually the 10th house, but that's going into too much detail and will expand the video longer than is necessary. Then you see these two here, and they're highlighted in green. That's your first 30% and 60% goon. And then on the other side is the same thing. The sign of Aries and Pisces are highlighted in green. That is the other set of 30 and 60% goons. And then here are Saturn's road dogs, Capricorn. And where'd it go? Oh, over there, Virgo. That's my chair squeaking, y'all. I apologize. I just want you to see. I wish I could get more sophisticated for you. So I won't have to take you on that little rough, what do you call it? Tour. And so let's get ready to talk about Saturn in detail. Now, these are my glasses too. Okay, but I like them. I got another pair somewhere. They're just readers. Let's see if I can get it in there a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, well, I'm just going to highlight really important features of my birth chart. I am a Sun Aquarius, and I also have a Moon Aquarius and a Leo rising. This video is about the Godfather Saturn, and it is in the 11th house here, but it's actually the 10th house. It really depends on which chart I use, whether it's the north or south chart. In this one, it is depicted in the 11th house, but if you can see down here, it's also in the 10th house. I'll try to explain. I don't want to make the video long. And as I mentioned, Saturn is really straight up mafia, true gangster. Saturn is the Godfather, and he stands in this house, the 11th house. We're going to use it as kind of a cuspy kind of energy. Saturn stands on the cusp of my 10th and 11th house. So imagine a house with two doors, and it's the small little part between the doors separating them, the 10th and 11th house. And Saturn standing there, OG gangster, don't take no, don't play no, and telling me, oh, you want what's in this house? You, Nancy, you can't have what's in this house. You are restricted from it. It is denied you. If you want it, you better find another way to go about it. And so that means you're going to have to work. Because what Saturn is doing, or the energy is how it is manifesting in my life, is that Saturn is standing guard of two doors. The 10th house. Oh, let me stop. Because the focus, whichever house it falls in, is about Taurus. Now, Taurus is a fixed sign. Fixed what? Things that you like, things that you want or need in life to feel secure, grounded, and stable, to enjoy life. Now, Taurus resides in the 2nd house of all those type of personal demands, from the type of foods one is eligible to eat or partake in, the type of drinks, the love they have experienced, the sexual pleasures, how much money is in a person's bank account, my bank account. It has to do with, I talked about food, drinks, jewelry. It's all your wants and needs. What do you want? Okay, we got our basic needs, and you have your wants. Now, for the most part, I can say the Godfather has been real generous and has permitted me to have my needs met. If it were to ever actually deny me my needs of air, like that kind of thing, or denied me the ability to go relieve myself, that would be deadly for me. So in that case, that energy, the energy of Saturn, has not prompted any such severe blockages. But when it comes to more minute, maybe, needs, like paying those bills, not just having a lamp, but having a fancy lamp, or paying the water bill, but just not having water coming out the faucet. Maybe I like bottled water. That's where Saturn stands guard and say, you want to eat here? No. Nancy, you can't eat here. I mean, you got to remember, Saturn holding it down. OG gangster. No. You can't get it this way. And so what kind of way is Saturn telling me I can't get it? It says, remember, it's on the cut. So first, the 10th house. So what does the 10th house represent? Career. It represents reaching for any particular ambition and working hard through doing it in the 10th house now. And I have to spotlight here, the 10th house is also controlled by Saturn. Is a ruler to Saturn is a ruler to the 10th house of Capricorn. So we're talking about your career, reaching for ambition, moving and do whatever it takes to enhance your reputation and status, those kind of things. Oh, gee, Saturn said, holding it down. You can't get your satisfaction in that way. Found another way. Now remember, OG standing between two doors. The other door that is standing blocking is the 11th house. Now the 11th house is occupied by Aquarius. And the 11th house is about, and Aquarius is about socialization, interacting with others. I'm talking about everybody I know, from the intimate, small social circle, the people that I lay in the bed with, all the way to my siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, people, neighborhood community, all the way out to the people I frequently want to go to and frequently talk to or have an exchange with at the mall, at the grocery store, going to get my hair done, if that was the case, because going to get your hair done fall under Taurus too. Fingernails, hair, feet, all them good things, getting some eyelashes, driving a nice car, the quality of the car, all that falls here. These glasses fall up under Taurus. You understand? The push-up bra, all that fall up under Taurus. And don't play no games. It got all that in that house. Anyway, going back to Aquarius, seeing all these people, OG, Saturn standing there saying, you want these things. You can't get it through the 11th house of your social interactions. You can get it, but you're going to have to go about it some other way. Get into what? The items or the contents held within the 2nd house under Taurus. Now, as I mentioned, Taurus is a fixed sign. I have fixed likings, or I enjoy a particular quality of a thing. And so it's fixed. I know what I like and I know what I want. Ground beef is one thing, where ground chuck is another. Sardines is one thing. Well, halibut is another. That kind of thing. A coloring book is one thing. Going to the Louvre is another. So I do have things that I like, and I know why I like them. And anyway, it don't matter, because Saturn's standing there saying, you ain't going to get it this way to the 10th house, and you ain't going to get it to the 11th house. At least not early in life. You're going to have to work real hard. And so what does it mean by I can't come to the 10th and 11th door? That's some of the easiest ways to get to fulfill those things. I can go call somebody, lay in the bed next to somebody, and I can get those things. Not in my case. I can go to work and gain a level of, fame or something under the 10th house to help me get those things. Not in my case. OG gangster Saturn say, if you want it, you got to go about it a whole different way. So, before I continue with my personal story and basically the interpretation of my birth chart as an example, I want to focus on the different ways the energy of Saturn, OG gangster, play out in our lives, people like myself's lives. As you see on my board, I have written here transit. What does it mean for Saturn to transit a person's life, basically? Well, first you got to know how long it takes Saturn to get around this whole astrological wheel, the whole zodiac. It takes Saturn like 29.5 years, about 30 years, to go around the whole chart. It spends 2.5 years, if I remember correctly, in each sign. 2.5 years in each sign. So we're talking about 730, maybe 800 and roughly 850 days in each sign doing what it do. And what does it do? OG stuff. You ain't getting it this way. Find another way. So that is what we overall together collectively experience. I didn't even look. I don't even pay attention. And I'm going to tell you why I don't pay attention to where Saturn is. I was trying to think, do I know subconsciously? But I can't pull it up in my mind. Because I'm explaining. Just ride the wave with me. So I don't know where Saturn is. Wait a minute. Is Saturn in Scorpio? Maybe. I think maybe or soon. I think. I can't think. I want to say that Saturn is in Scorpio now. And so we're all, if that be the case, just an example, because I'm not sure. I did not check. If Saturn is transiting Scorpio, that means we're all feeling that effect to some extent. And that energy will be in Scorpio for 2.5 years for all of us. No biggie. No biggie. But what about if you're like myself as an Aquarius and Saturn is your ruling planet? Anybody that knows just a little bit about astrology knows that Aquarius has two rulers. One, Uranus, and the other, Saturn. OG gangster. Walking with you throughout your whole life. Teaching you through restriction, denial, blockages, limitation, telling you to do it right, find another way, repeat, keep trying over and over again. Old age, for however long it takes. Saturn is there as a ruler, teaching you. In this case, for me, it is focused on the second house of all those earthly pleasures and desires and wants and needs. It sits there, blocking. Anyway, I want to come down here and talk about another way the energy of Saturn, OG, can play in a person's life, such as mine. Saturn return. Like, what you mean Saturn return? Saturn return where? Saturn returns to the place it was at the moment you were born. Once again, remember, it take about 30 years, roughly I think 29 years in some, before it goes around the whole complete cycle. Now I'm talking about just maybe your chart. I know it's mine. When I was born, when the snapshot was taken, this is where that mother sucker was. 0 to 1. And every year, every 2.5 years, boom, 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 2.5 years. So I don't know how I will be there. We'll say there's 2.55, maybe 7.5, 9, that kind of thing. So by the time it gets all the way back around, guess how old I am? Yep, about 29 years old. And this mother sucker, Saturn return, which we're talking about down here, announced itself at the onset of its return. See, you're OG. This is original gangster, straight up mafia. So this energy is very powerful and very well respected. It has, what do you call it, an announcer come before it even comes. In the 28th year, all of a sudden, I started getting any and everything I want. The genie was out of the bottle. Saturn like it took a break. I thought it. I didn't even have to think of it. If I ever wanted it, thought it, commented on it, Saturn thought I wanted it or something, I got it. And I'm talking about turnaround period. It got so bad and it was so strange for me to not have to struggle to fulfill wants and needs in my life. I was like, I remember turning to my friend, this old girl. I ain't gonna say her name. She's dead and gone. On the glory. Rest in peace. I said, girl, something wrong. I said, somebody about to die. And she was like, Nancy, don't say that. I said, oh, sugar girl, somebody about to die. I said, because have you noticed that any and everything I want, what no question, what no begging, what no hard work, what nothing. If I wanted it, if it looked like I wanted it, if it looked like I was worthy of it, 28th year, and about 28 and a half, I got it for a whole year straight. A whole year straight. I told my girlfriend, somebody gonna die. Now, mind you, at this time, I hadn't come to this place of diving into astrology. I hadn't gotten that far. Not that far. I was on the way, but not that far. I didn't know anything about Saturn and the dashas, and I didn't know none of that. I said, girl, somebody going up out of here. I said, and whoever, and it happened every day, all day for a complete year. Could you imagine 365 days in a whole year? And it's all catering to you, your wants, your needs, no questions asked. You ain't got to do nothing illegal. And you came from a place where OG was always standing there telling you, nope, that you can't get it this way. Try another way. So 28 and a half years span, I was like, something wrong, girlfriend. Somebody must be about to die. She said, girl, shut up. I said, and whatever else she said, I said, no, not me. I said, whoever this is holds this in possession of themselves relative to me. I can inherit it. I can get it. This. And it did. This is how my mind was rationalizing at the time. I said, and whatever's going on, it doesn't want when this person died for it to be the first time that I've had any of these things. Much of what I have had, but not easy. And it's like saying it wasn't going to be no excuses. You already had it. A year later, exactly, my mother died when I turned 29 years old. The Saturn return. Before we move forward and talk about the rest, I just want to finish the story. I had everything a person could possibly want. So much that, heck, I was giving stuff away. It didn't make sense to me. Like I said, it wasn't where I am now. But now, in retrospect, now that I've learned a bit of astrology, I look back like this OG, this master, this gangster was coming to visit me. And an announcer came and announced Saturn coming. Saturn controlling what my wants and my needs and how I get them. Opened the gate, allowed me to have everything I wanted, thought I wanted, anything I was worthy of. It may have been things I wasn't worthy of, but I got them. Because Saturn was coming to take his position. OG style, holding it down. You won't get nothing else. Not at all. Not this way you won't. Find another way. And so it was like, and it dawned on me not too long ago. I was like, wow, everything that was allotted to me during that time period before Saturn took his position, when it let up for a while, it came back and it took. No, not Saturn itself did not take it. His goons, the energy of his goons playing in my life took it, and I didn't know what I was dealing with. And before I go on, where's that? Where's the Cancer? This is goon 60, not 50%, 60%. Got the jersey on and say 60. And see, remember the Cancer at 60% and say, hey, Saturn, Godfather, I got other work to do with this individual. This individual, who in this case, me, I'm the example. So, I can help you. I can dedicate myself or devote myself to you 60% of the way, but I got another 40% to do somewhere else. So, in the course of this Saturn return, remember I said I was granted everything. The onset, I was granted everything. It actually returned, it began to take back the energy. Saturn more or less blocked the flow and the ability for me to obtain my wants and needs in these two manners, the 11th and 10th house manners. But his goons, Cancer, which house that in? 12th house, was a taker. And so, what do I mean by that? That energy. Not that Cancer walked up on me, or 12th house walked up on me and said, stick them up. No, ain't what happened. Not knowing what I was dealing with, what does Cancer represent? Mom, nurturing, caring, support. What does the 12th house deal with? Undoing, loss, charity, death. It immediately started to take back. Remember, once the announcer came, I got everything. The announcer was me getting everything that I hoped for, dreamed for, hadn't even thought of, was worthy of, maybe not worthy of. I had it all. A year later, my mom, Cancer, ruled by the moon, died, 12th house. Losses through support, caring, nurturing. This is a child rearing. These were the losses that I took. And remember, Saturn was returning, meaning coming back to the original position it was in at the moment I was born, the snapshot in the sky. Since that time, I'm in the story there. And so he had, let me stop, because, some other goons around here that was, active, but I'll come back to that maybe. But since that time, now that was at the age of 29, Saturn stayed in this place, standing this post for 2.5 years, and it's moved on and on. Every 2.5 years, it's moved on. Now I'm 47. My next Saturn return, if I'm not incorrect, is somewhere between 57 and 58. I'm not sure that I'm ready, and I still got some time to go. At this point, I like to focus on one more way. The energy of Saturn, the OG gangster godfather, for real mafia, can play in a person's life. We're talking about mine right now. I'm the example, but it could be yours. I don't know. And it's by Dasha. What is a Dasha? A Dasha is basically a season, a particular time. Oh, this person was in your life for a reason or a season. Well, guess what? Guess who has a season in some people's chart? Saturn. And guess who is in this Saturn season, or the Saturn Dasha? Yeah, me. Yeah, I am in a Saturn Dasha. Remember, Saturn rolls for how long? About 30 years, between 28 and 30 years. So I'm about 10 years into it, so I'm just a third of the way, you know. It was a statement that I made a little earlier. I forgot what it was, and I said I was going to come back and say something about Saturn or why I feel the way about Saturn. If you pay attention, I have had Saturn, OG gangster, the original godfather, the goon, standing over my house of Taurus, second house of Taurus, telling me I can't come and get those things, those wants and needs met through the 10th North 11th house my entire life. Transits, we all go through. As an Aquarius, it is my co-ruler. I am 47 years old. He came through at 29. I told you the story, and due back in about 11 more years. I'm not too excited about that. And finally, dealing with the Dasha, the period, the season that I am in. That season lasts 30 years. And I am in that season merely a third of the way. Saturn has had me locked down all my life. Now, I'm just going to interject this bias here. As if Saturn has been my ruler, why have I not yet mastered it? Or have I? I got some fly glasses on, even though they broke. I got some fly earrings on, even though they dollar store. You know what I'm saying? My hair always laid by my own hands. Have I mastered Saturn? Well, anyway, let's go back in here and talk a little more about this OG godfather called Saturn and the energy that it brings into an individual's life. What individual are we talking about or using as an example during this video? Me, of course, Nancy. So let's move forward. As I mentioned, I don't have a script, so I'm just going loosely. I might get emotional and mad, but I'm sharing. And if you're willing to ride the wave with me, you can learn the energy of Saturn from my story. Now, I pointed out earlier when I was bringing the camera up so that you can see my actual birth chart up close. Now, we're going to go back right here. Right here. And the reason we're going to go right here, because right here is the first house. What the first house mean, y'all? You see the little double lines? That's how you know it's the first house. I don't want you to get confused. The way this board is laid out, this is the actual first house, just with this particular type of grid. But we ain't going to go there. We're going to keep it simple. So let's come over here, right here. This double line right here shows that this is the ascendant. This is the sign of Leo that was coming over the horizon when I was born. Snapshot. The first represents identity, presentation, how I move forward, how I stay motivated. Look at me. I want you to look at me. Leo. Rigo. Leos are fabulous, fabulous self-expression, and grand, flamboyant, maybe. Do I line up with that? When you look at me, is that what you see? Okay. Moving forward. One meeting, moving forward. Gonna keep it moving in life. And as I move forward in life, you got to remember, I got Saturn up here, waiting up. OG, holding it down. So, and I got to deal with his goons. I don't know what I'm looking at. Messing with me. Okay, but let's go on. And the reason why I wanted to point out about my ascent being Leo, and there it is, my glass crooked. Hold on. My ascent is Leo. My presentation. This is what you see. This is what I show you. But you also have a perception of me. Even though I display myself a certain way, I show a lot of boldness. I can be aggressive, I can be regal, all those fabulous things. I can be self-centered and egotistical. That's all Leo. Yes, it is me. And that is how I move forward. Now, I want you to see how the Saturn energy manifests into my life. But before I go forward, I need to talk about Saturn a little more. Saturn also talks about karma, those kind of things. There was another thing I wanted to talk to, point to. Well, for right now, you got to keep in mind that Saturn also talks about karma. What else was it? But anyway, so as I, Nancy, move forward in life, and I have now come to this understanding through all these interactions with Saturn that this is a real spiritual energy that I am dealing with. And I can't run from it because it is in me, a part of me. It is a part of all my life and my world. So, what did Saturn say? It didn't say straight up I couldn't have nice things, that I couldn't enjoy life, that I couldn't have great sex, that I couldn't wear expensive clothes or eat good foods. It just said, hey, you won't get it this way. What way? The 10th house way, nor the 11th house way. But if you ever do, if I ever let you pass through this gateway in order to get these things, through the 10th house gate or to the 11th house gate, these shortcuts, you're going to bend to earned it. But until then, Nancy and other people like Nancy go about it a different way, which of course requires lots of hard work. Okay. Well, let's go on and talk about how Saturn goons support Saturn. I kind of talked about Cancer and the losses that were taken around my first Saturn return, with my mom dying, losses through charity, losses through caring and nurturing, those kind of things, a lot of emotional experiences, relationships in which emotional bonds were forced or so tight in place that they may have demanded some of my resources to keep it moving. It was never just mine, but it was theirs. And so it was all these dissipation in the things that I had acquired or inherited, over time to, Saturn can take you, they say, to the state of poverty. I feel it burn on my back, But I want to go on to share a little bit more. Where were you? So about 15 more minutes, if you just ride the wave with me. And I'm probably going to cut it off abruptly because I don't want it to be very long. And hopefully it won't be a part 2. Anyway, so now here we have all I want right here. I want this, but I can't get it the easy way. I have to spend my life learning how to go about it a whole different way. Let's talk about some of Saturn goons. We have over here Gemini. What does Gemini represent? Now, Gemini says, Godfather, I can only dedicate 30% of my energy to you. I can only devote myself that much. I have other work to do in this person's chart. Which person? Nancy's, mine. But this is what I'll do. You know, as you see, there's nothing there but the word Gemini. Meaning, this is what's offered here. Small social interactions and exchanges with siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, people from my neighborhood or community, whoever made up my small social circles during the different periods of my life. Depending on what's transiting Gemini, other planets and stuff all in play, the planetary vibrations going on, you know, will create the experiences that I will assist going into her life. Godfather Saturn, if the transit, a transit comes through in which I can support you, I will. But that's all I can offer you. So anytime a transit to pass through Gemini, small social circles. I just gave an example. I've been talking about how I was set up by the neighbors in order for them to try to sue me and I had to battle them. Those kind of things. See, Gemini represents small social circles, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, people from your neighborhood or community. And if a transit or opportunity through transit is opened up for me to help you, Godfather, I will. And it will limit her to getting these wants and needs met in life. In this case, through the network, that kind of thing. Isn't that interesting? But let's go on and talk about another goon that Saturn is in their pocket is Cancer. I already went over Cancer, so I'm not going to go too deep. But it was talking about like even, it's talking about my mom, Cancer, passing away. Or child rearing and things and the devotion given there. Any kind of illness or childbearing ended up in hospitals. Anything that restricted or took from here or required some type of organization or discipline to hold on to have a sense of security in life. Couldn't go about it the easy way. These things were the goons coming to help support the energy of Saturn. Remember, I am in the Saturn Dasha at this time. We're always up under some transit of Saturn. We all are. And Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn and Aquarius, but also Uranus. That's a whole nother video. And then there's a Saturn return every 29 or so years. I already did one. Let's see if I'll make it to two. It seems a little iffy. And the last thing I'm going to cover, I hope I haven't missed anything, is the Dasha, or the season where Saturn is totally 100% active and in control of the energies of your life for 29 years. You can't get to this. Go about it another way. So anyway, now let's go over here. Because see, Aries is also, the 10th house of Aries is also supporting the Godfather. And the Godfather, it says, hey, this is moving forward. Aries is the soldier, military. This is a real goon saying, hey, Godfather, I only have 30% capability of dedicating myself to you and what you have set forth here. Because I got other things to do with this person. This person who Nancy, me. And so, I'll tell you what I can do to help restrict or lead her to have to order, structure, organize, practice discipline in this area just to keep her head above water is this house here. I will basically, this energy is always going on. It's not like over here in Gemini, depending on the transit. This is a continuous flowing energy. Energy will be put toward Cancer things. Cancer things. So I'll help her make sure that she has to focus these resources, I guess we can call them needs and wants, or whatever's going on in the second house could possibly go on the second house. She has to redirect those things here. Put that energy here into Cancer. And remember, Cancer is also a goon. And Cancer say, loss, one way or another. One way or another. Okay. I'm not going to change my glass. They're all the way over there. So, now let's talk about one other goon. Well, we got two other goons. Let me move quicker, 5 more minutes. We have Pisces over here. And the Pisces is in the 8th house of other people. So, what do you think? Pisces say, I can't help you 100% of the time, God, Father, Saturn, but I can give you 60% level of dedication towards supporting what you're saying here about Nancy's second house and what has to take place. And I have other work to do in her life. But what I'll tell you, I'll give you 60% dedication. And what I will do is other people, 8th house, taboo, sexuality, death, and life experiences. We have tantric sex, mysteries, occult, you name it, in that 8th house. All those things, possible things that are hidden that will be uncovered, secrets and mysteries. Pisces, which flakiness, changeable. You know, Pisces is a water sign, changing emotions of the others. You know, Rahu in 11.55, which is Leo, self-righteousness, you know, about yourself. So how did Pisces, this 60% goon, help Saturn in my chart? It is because the people that I encountered were even as more selfish, if not more, at least as selfish as I am, or self-centered, or like I am, or even greater. And they kept a lot of secrets, and they were lying and stealing, and a lot of mysteries, and a lot of changeable natures. Therefore, dissipating or threatening second house, my second house, of wants or needs, and if they were met or not. Okay. Because we're talking about, you know, I did have something all the way along the way, at least something. It didn't always meet. How they going? It didn't always close the gap. But I had something. And there was someone there, another that was willing to commit in order to fulfill their aims or their fabulous self-expression of Leo. Also under Pisces, you can find Pluto. Would end up being, because see, you got to remember, this is me too. I'm bold. I can be selfish. I'm brave. I'm courageous. So that means it was a whole lot of power struggles going on between me and another. Okay. Now let's talk about real quick the 120-degree goons that said, all right, Godfather, I can dedicate myself to you all day long and do what you're talking about right here. I got you. I'm supporting you. I'm going above and beyond the call of duty. Goons, 120 degrees. And we have Capricorn here every day doing work all day. Over. This is Capricorn, the work. Remember, we already said we're going to put Capricorn, here's the 10th house here, and Capricorn ruler is the Saturn, already restricting the second house right here. But we got Mercury, thinking, thoughts, communication, having experiences in life in order to broaden my understand, my philosophies, and it's every day. How do I lose my energy? I gotta work with others. I gotta do all these things. So this to me becomes a level, or seems to be a level of confusion. But let me go over here to Virgo, because Virgo is pointing to particular days, all day long, the schedule, etc., etc. And in that day, in every day, every small detail, Ketu exists. Leo. Now, Ketu talks about a level of dissatisfaction in obtaining basically your desire. Leo, me, my fabulous self-expression, what I want, my aim, my wheels. Every day there's a dissatisfaction in me obtaining what I hope for, what I want, what I need to feel secure, stable, and grounded. And this is like a cusp house because it's a second and third house blend. I got these other people to give to. What people? These kids or this family or this support. And so it became a period that I gone through. Kind of still am. Like, is it about me or is it about them? This is where you can kind of lose yourself. And so these are the goons that have supported the Godfather. The video running out, so I'm trying to cut it short. But this was just a video in which I was trying to, or moving to share, how the energy of Saturn can affect or influence a person's life. And you can't run from it because you are one with this universe and with this world, and it is in you. It is in you. It is around you. It is your life. And you have to go ahead and work with the energies. And it may have to be a part 2. I don't think it'll be today. But Saturn did. I didn't look at the other parts that said I don't agree with you, Saturn. I cannot support you in this manner. And one of the things I was able to do is, in short, I'll take Sagittarius, have life experiences in order to learn, to come to an understanding about life. And in those lessons, example, during the time period when I could go to the beauty salon, I learned to do hair. Or when I had to cook for work, I learned gourmet cooking. When I was under the power authority of my elder family members, I got to travel extensively because of their their economic level and their support. So through those experiences, I learned and it cultivated what you see, Leo. And so, like I said, the Godfather told me, Saturn, you can't come into possession of your wants and needs through these 2 doors of the 10th and 11th house. Find another way. Maybe later on in your life, I'll let you through. But for now, go work hard. Figure it out. Find another way. I found another way. The whole thing about the second house, for the most part, is that, at least relative to the tangible parts, hair, food, glasses, water, whatever, wine, art, music, it doesn't matter. Clothes, all those things they're nice. Oh God, yes, they're nice. But they're also somewhat superficial. And they're also temporary. So that's a whole nother video. I hope I helped you understand the energy of Saturn and what it is all about, getting you to go about it a whole different way. You can have it, but you better figure out a whole different way to go about it because you ain't getting through these doors. And how ultimately, I haven't gotten here yet, that one day, with Saturn's permission, I, or a person like myself, may be able to walk through those shortcut doors to that very thing Saturn is blocking. And how Saturn can come visit you during a transit, as a ruler, during a return, or even stay with you for a whole season. Or if you like me, Nancy here at Can Angels Fly, a whole lifetime. Thank you for coming here once again to Can Angels Fly. Bye.